Hi everyone, David from Rubber Mold Man here. Today I'm going to do a quick video showing how to try to get as many air bubbles out of a mold when casting it as possible. Before I show that, I just want to give you a quick reminder. You can contact me or my family direct at our website, which is rubbermoldman.com, and we also started a new Facebook page, Rubber Mold Man. Be sure to like that because we often post tips there, and we'll even put a few mold specials on from time to time as well. So again, those are the two places to find us. We no longer sell through other parties, just those two places. So that's the new info for that. Okay, when it comes to air bubbles when casting in a rubber latex mold, or pretty much any mold, that is one of the biggest problems people have. And I'm going to be honest with you now, there's no guaranteed way to get rid of all the air bubbles. Back in the day, we used to cast a lot of statuary at our family business. We would do 30 or 40 bird bath pieces in a row, and we had a process to try to remove most of the air bubbles from it, but even then we'd still have 2 or 3 that would get air bubbles. So I just want you to know what I'm going to show you will work most of the time, but don't feel bad if you still get some air bubbles. I have another video showing how you can use the cement as a filler to take care of those. But I'm going to show you a trick today that we use on all of our molds when we cast that gets rid of, I'm going to say, 80 to 90% of the air bubbles that normally would be there. So the trick is, of course, getting your mold prepped the way it's supposed to. Quick reminder too, I'm outside today just for this video. It's kind of overcast today, but remember the rule, you never want to keep latex rubber molds out in the sun for very long because it hurts the rubber. So this is just for the lighting and that for the video today, but otherwise this is all done indoors. So I'm going to get some cement here. All right, now here's what I do. When I am pouring my molds, the mix can actually be kind of thick, as you can see. I purposely left it a little thicker than I normally do. But you pour in, I'm going to say about 2/3 of the way. And here's what I do. I'll do that, pour a few of the molds about that full, and then I go and I'll just twist it back and forth like that. It's not very hard, just kind of let the mold do the work for you, but twist it. And if you see inside there, the cement mixture is kind of shifting back and forth. And then you can even take it and just give it a little bounce, make it wobble. And if you do that for a few seconds, you'll actually see the little air bubbles starting to come to the surface of the cement there. I don't know if you can see it there good enough on the camera, but there's tiny little air bubbles coming up to the surface. So do that for about that much. And then at that point, you can finish filling your mold almost to the top. Hopefully I made enough here. I just did enough for this video. Just use my hands here, do it the old-fashioned dirty way. But again, get it most of the way. A lot of people will fill the mold almost all the way to the top, and then they'll use something like a mallet or a hammer and hit the mold. That to me is almost useless. That's a lot of work for minimal positive reaction with the bubbles. This has been the best way our family's ever found. Again, just take it, give it a little wobble, a little shake. Doesn't take long. And then we can just top it off here. Give it another little shake. Okay, now at this point I would just let this sit for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes at best. And there may or may not be some water that releases to the top, depending on the mix and the weather, and that can vary, but sometimes you'll get a little water that releases to the top. That's perfectly fine. I generally then just tip the mold just enough to let that excess water run off, top the mold off with a little bit more cement, and at that point you can usually scrape it down with a trowel or a scrape to get a nice flat finish. But that's a few minutes away, so I won't show that in this video. But again, basically just the shimmying back and forth and a bit of wobbling and shaking it, kind of like vibrating it with your arms. That's the best way we have found to get rid of air bubbles in almost all of our statuary. So I hope this helps. Don't forget rubbermoldman.com and Rubber Mold Man on Facebook. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.